reminds me of myself a little bit. He's just dealing with two idiots all the time. Yep, he's Squidward.
Squidward!
Yeah. Just smacking the crap out of my mic right now.
What? Mark Combu Weebs. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime, and this is episode 61 of the Anime Protagonist podcast. And this week we're celebrating 2022 in style. We're presenting all of our favorite animes, our favorite characters, our favorite moments from the past year on the second annual WEEBies. But before we get into any of that, Michael, my dear friend, what's on your mind?
What's up, sweet baby Cole? I'll tell you what's on my mind. The alternative rock band of the 1975. I have been obsessed with them recently. I have been listening to them all the time. I have forced you guys to listen to them while we played Weiss Schwarz. I forced Jay to listen to them when we were cruising around town looking for Weiss Schwarz cards. Weiss Schwarz is obviously also on our mind, as always.
Goes without saying.
It goes without saying, yeah.
I think all three of us are currently waiting for cards to come in.
Yeah,
not me.
Obsessed.
Not anymore.
Oh yeah, Cole finally got his cards.
Cole finally got his cards.
He's been waiting forever for these cards. He complained and said this horrible life he has, and his cards didn't come in. Now his life is golden goose. He's a golden boy.
Golden wind.
The golden boy.
Yep.
He's got a gold experience right now.
That's right. His gold experience is in Requiem. But anyway, 1975. They're like a what would you call them, Cole? Like a synth 80s style synth rock, synth pop
rock. Yeah.
Alternative music. I don't even know. I don't even know what to do. But I've just been listening to so many songs of theirs recently, and it's just I keep seeing them on TikTok too, because I've just been fully, like I said, obsessed and deep dive. And there's a song that they do that's called Two Time. Where it has like it's like very like poppy and like auto-tuney. And there's this thing on TikTok where like before the song, like when they're doing the intro to it, it's just like some like orchestral synth instruments and stuff. And someone right when they know the song is starting, they'll throw something on the stage and the lead singer will like pick it up and then like look at it and be like, in the auto-tune voice, he'll sing like, "Don't like menthols," and then the whole crowd goes ballistic, and it's just, I don't know why, it's just become a meme. And it's awesome. Yeah, I saw one where someone threw a chocolate bar on this stage and he was like, "Don't throw chocolate bars on this stage," and it's just but like all auto-tuned and stuff. It's pretty funny. I don't know.
That is pretty funny.
I really, after doing this deep dive, I really want to see them live, because they just look like one of those bands that would be just insane live to see. Like he did, Cole, when the concerts, when the singer will try to get everyone like to jump or wave their arms and stuff, and usually it's like 60% of people do it. He did one where it was the guitar solo from one of their songs, and he's like, "All right, everybody, on 3, 2, 1, you're gonna jump. 3, 2, 1, effing jump!" And then everybody in the place, literally, like, I was surprised the building didn't collapse. There was that much energy going on. It was like, oh man, I need to go see them so bad.
I was expecting the complete opposite, where you're gonna be like, "And nobody jumped."
No, people go ballistic.
So awkward.
No, people are going ballistic for him. I think it'd be a pricey ticket though, so that might dampen my my odds here. Yeah, and then there's also like.
I'd go with you.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. Let's go. Let's to Toronto. Toronto.
I need to hear more of their music before I go.
Okay.
I'll
play some more for you.
Yeah.
We'll get him, Mike.
It's just like, if you're paying a lot of money for a concert, I want to know what kind of songs I'm in for and what kind of an experience I'm in for.
We just told you, synth pop.
No, I know, but like if I don't know any of the songs, then what am I going to jam out to?
Just jam out with your clam out, man. Let's go.
I guess. I suppose.
We're talking to Jane, spending like $1,000 on something he doesn't care about. Classic AniPro way.
Yeah.
Speaking of spending money too, second thing on my mind, I just bought a device for my house.
Oh, okay.
It's not an air fryer. It's quite the opposite. In fact, it's an ice maker. A standalone portable ice maker. It makes little, those like, they're almost circular. They're like cylinders of ice. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Sphere of ice.
They're not sphere because they're almost like a straw of ice. If I had to or like a little thimble of ice,
like a tube,
like a little ice tube that you put in your drink, and I can select either large tube or small tube.
So can you use it as like your straw so it cools while you're like sipping?
No, because it has like a little. How do you explain it? Think of like a little hat, like a little. Because the top is full. Man, I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this. It's like a little thimble is the easiest way to explain it.
Okay.
So yeah, you can't actually use it like a straw. But what I was segueing into here is I want to know, what is your guys' like ice tier list? Like, I think everyone has a preference of like when you go to see ice or like you put ice in your drink, or do you even put ice in your drink? Like, what is the best ice you can possibly get out of the ice machine, and what's the worst ice you could possibly get? Let's say you're getting like your favorite nice sody pop. You fill up your cup, and then you hit the ice, and what comes out, and you're super happy, and what comes out, and you're super sad.
No ice and soda.
Oh.
But if I have to go preference with ice, it'd be like crushed ice, not
like the little like chips.
No, like
slush.
No, like pieces of ice that aren't uniformly shaped. Like they're still decent chunks of ice.
Oh, okay.
Like out of a bag, like a bag of ice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm holding up the ice for the camera. There's a little
What
tubey.
is that? I've never seen something like that.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's called ice, Cole.
That's bizarre.
It's
What is
frozen
this?
H2O.
What is this?
Figure it out, buddy. For me, I think I'm tossed up. I don't know about crushed ice. I do like it, but I think my favorite, honestly, is like a nice small cube of ice, like toonie sized is like the perfect cube of ice. I think.
Delicious.
Yeah, the worst.
Jay?
The worst is definitely like the out of the freezer tray ice.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of weird because like I don't like ice that like takes up too much space, you know, because like the reason to not have ice is because then you have more liquid in your drink, right? And if it melts, then it doesn't make it more watery.
Okay.
But if I were to choose, I don't know. Like, to me, ice is just kind of ice, you know?
That's such a hot take, Jay. Ice is just ice?
It's
No
just
way,
ice.
it's not.
It's
No,
just
it's
frozen
not.
water. It's just frozen water.
You could have like a full-on slushy, or you could have like one giant ice cube in your sody pop.
I mean,
It's two very different things.
I've never seen someone like have like literal slush in their H2O or one of their drinks. It's usually like some kind of like ice cube in some kind of fashion. Unless they're like having like a specifically slushy.
Another riveting conversation from AniPro.
Yeah, I thought that, again, that's 2 for 2 for me. I thought it'd be an interesting conversation. Last week I tried talking about different colored lights that you get in your house. You guys just shut me down. You're like, we don't care about lights, you freaking weirdo.
And then look behind me. I'm in the void right now. I have no lights.
When I buy a 2 liter of Pepsi or Coke or whatever, I'll just put it in the
whole thing right in the jug.
Just slam the whole 2 liter down. No, I'd rather put it in the fridge and wait for it to cool down than to like get ice and wait and use the ice.
I'm with Jay on that one.
I differ from you guys because I think pop is made to have a little bit of ice in it. I think it's too strong without ice in it, honestly.
It's too strong.
I'm gonna get roasted for this, but I don't know. It's a little too like thick. It's too thick and syrupy without ice in it.
Oh, you old man.
I'm so old.
Mr. Grandpa himself.
That's me, Mr. Grandpa.
Mr. Grandpa Mike.
Mike Gritty Gundam.
Yeah, it's certified old. I actually woke up this morning with like a sore neck, and I don't know what I did to cause it. And I was
I do that all the time.
I think it's just a plus.
I had one of those going to bed the other night. It's just a thing.
Oh, I was gonna say I think it's like a 30 plus thing, but apparently Jay also gets it.
I also get it.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get one. I'll get out of bed and then I'll just like lean on some. One time it was so bad I leaned on my arm and I could hear like the muscles in my neck all like snapped or something.
Okay, I've never had that.
I was walking around like Darth Vader for the rest of the day. Like I couldn't turn my head. I was like Batman.
That's
I thought you were gonna say like you could hear like you're breathing very, very vividly.
Well, that's just all the time.
That's been me all week. Like I'm by the sick, I'm the worst kind of sick where you're literally only stuffed up. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Where like there's literally nothing else wrong with you. You just can't breathe out of your nose at all, and there's like just pressure in your face. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just the worst. Speaking
Classic
of the worst,
head cold.
Jay, what's on your mind?
What is on my mind? I am the worst. That is what is on my mind. No, I have a couple things on my mind. So first of all, this is going to be super random, but do you guys
Better not
ever
be
like
White Schwartz.
No, it is not White Schwartz. I'm not going into detail about White Schwartz on the podcast again.
Never again.
But I've been watching a lot of MasterChef highlights randomly.
Nice.
Okay.
Choice.
Both like the Canadian MasterChef and the American MasterChef, because like, you know, it's both cool to see the differences and the different judges and that.
There's a Canadian Master Chef?
Yeah, it's got different judges, but it is there is one in Canada.
I didn't know that.
And there's a Canadian everything, Mike.
There's also an Australian one, but I don't watch the Australian one. I just don't have an appeal for it, but who knows?
Maybe it's on barbecue. It's all barbecue shrimp.
Yeah. We have actually fans in Australia. I've spoken with them on our Instagram.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll love that joke I just made.
Yeah, probably.
No,
shout out Australia.
I'm not against.
You do exist.
Okay, I guess I should preface this. I'm not against MasterChef Australia. I just haven't seen it, so I don't like. I mean, I'm
not against MasterChef Australia. I just can't stand watching 47 episodes of shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah, I just can't stand their accents.
Let this be on record that I'm not making these jokes. Don't go after me.
No, from speaking with Spiral Girl and Formation of the Damned, I think they're pretty cool. I think they'd be fine with us.
Okay. Legitimately, I'm going to Japan next week. I hope I run into Australians there. They seem like the most fun. Yeah.
I feel like Australians and Canadians, honestly, kind of like we're like long lost cousins. You know what I mean? We kind of have the same vibe, I feel.
We
like
are,
kind of
Mike.
like same organization, different division.
Yeah.
No, same division. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, Jay, MasterChef.
But yeah,
Tell us.
MasterChef, like both just like seeing all the like delicious looking food that people make, and then also the disgusting looking food that people make on that show.
Give me an example of a disgusting food.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but like there was just like this one. I guess there was this one time where like they had to make a cake, and like the cake looks
disgusting,
awful.
Cake? Ugh.
Okay, it's just like not pretty at all.
It's just not pretty.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like both just like seeing the judges like be very pleased and impressed with what these contestants are making, and then also seeing them like get very like heated about the terrible food that people are making.
That's the best part of cooking shows.
Yeah.
Do the judges say, "This pleases me"?
Well, they sit like very evil villain like.
Which one is Gordon Ramsay judge on MasterChef? I don't actually know.
Yeah, he's on the American MasterChef.
American
I think
one,
he
right?
also guest appeared on the Australian one.
Okay.
Sometimes. But
what about the Canadian one?
No.
Not on the Canadian one.
We'd never.
No, I think both Graham Elliott and Joe Bastianich, who are other judges on MasterChef.
I didn't realize Jay was deep in the lore of MasterChef. Whoa. He's pulling out names.
They were both guest judges on the Canadian one, but
which episodes were they guest judges on? Season 14, episode 3?
Seasons 1 and 2, respectively.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Canadian one's a newer show than the American one. I think they're on like season 4 or 5 or something.
I think MasterChef isn't it available for free on YouTube too? So like people want to watch it. I think it is.
Maybe. I've just been watching a lot of like clips on YouTube. I haven't really watched the full episodes.
So the whole concept of this show is that they prepare food for people to eat?
Yeah. So basically it's basically like American Idol, but with cooking.
I remember American Idol. Is that still on?
It has to be.
Who cares? I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I've never been an American Idol fan.
No.
It was a big deal when it first came
out. It was absolutely
Yeah.
a big deal, like in the early 2000s, but like, who cares?
But the thing is, American Idol, like literally winning it was worse off than losing it. The winners never went anywhere because they had to sign the stupid American Idol deal, and then the losers always went super, like, got crazy famous. Look at Kelly Clarkson and stuff.
Kelly
I thought Kelly
won.
Clarkson won.
She won the first
I don't know
season
what I'm
of American
talking
Idol.
about.
But you're right.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
right. It's just she's like one of the rare ones that actually won and moved on, did stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she won the first season. I remember. I was there.
Goated
You
with
watched
the
it?
sauce.
No. Oh yeah, I did watch it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I
a,
probably
it was
watched
a
it
big,
too. It was huge.
It was a big cultural touchstone when I was.
I never watched
of
it.
Age.
I think you might have been too young for Kelly Clarkson because I was pretty young when that happened. I think even.
I think like that was like 2004, 2005, which I would have been
You were,
at least
what?
sentient.
Are you sure?
That's a hell of a way to describe yourself.
I'm barely sentient right now.
Yeah.
I would have. That would have
2002.
made me.
She won in
Okay,
2002.
so I would have been 4.
Sentience is pushing it, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here
but-
I am sitting here waiting.
Cole,
waiting for.
waiting for just a simple
Anyway, let's
question to
keep
be
talking
asked
about
of him.
American Idol. No, I'm joking. Cole, what's on your mind?
Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you. Finally. I'm going to pull a card out of Mike's playbook here and talk about work. This week, because it's the only thing that's been on my mind all week, I've been in a stupid course for work all week, so I haven't really been able to do anything other than just be in that course.
I actually meant to ask you how that course was going.
Oh, it's great. I'm going to ace this exam on Monday. Like,
I'm crushing it.
No, I'm not. Like, it sounds like I'm being facetious, but like I'm very confident.
No, I was laughing at like the dissonance between like, oh, this course sucks and I'm crushing it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I crushed the course, but it was just boring.
Honestly, that's the worst kind of course where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, just let me write the test. I know this. Just
Like,
shut
did you
up. Let me
guys-
give me the test.
Did you guys take driver's ed?
Yeah.
I did not. No, Mike did.
Okay,
Though.
Mike, do you remember taking driver's ed and thinking like, okay, just give me the test. I got it.
No. Actually.
No? Okay, I guess I'm alone in that, but yeah.
I was like that in high school in general. Like, I never really studied. I just kind of absorbed the information in classes and then somehow still like did decent on tests.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're kind of the same there, Cole.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I was
Except
just
for
able
my
to
one blip year where I just didn't care about school altogether.
Oh, I didn't care about school.
No, like I didn't even absorb any information. I just like ditched class all the time.
Oh, yeah. No,
there was
my
one
marks,
bad year.
My marks just relied strictly on me doing just enough to pass the courses. Anyway, I'm replaying Nier Automata because of the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's also on my mind. But
Is that kind
Jay
of spoilers for your thoughts on Nier Automata, the anime? Have you been watching it?
I've been watching it. I mean, we'll get into that. I think when I come back from my trip, we're going to talk about. I think that'll be about our mid-season review. But Jay dumped some unfortunate news on me. It's delayed now, like indefinitely.
Yeah. COVID.
Yeah.
That sucks
Because of COVID. I think a lot of A1 picture shows are going through that right now.
Yeah, it's been pretty decent. I don't think it's a spoiler. Like, it's been a decent show so far. But that's enough out of all of us. All of us can shut up for a little bit, and let's get into the WEEBies, because it's about time we get into the WEEBies. We're just gonna come right out with it without any further ado. We'll take a little intermission and then finish up after the break. But for now, we're gonna do a few categories just to get the ball rolling,
Just to warm us up.
So we're gonna start with the biggest surprise of 2022. So I have the nominations here. I'm going to read them all out. There's 9 of them in this category because we didn't have any from the winter season last year. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with that, and then I'll pitch it to one of you guys to make the actual announcement. So the nominees for the 2022 biggest surprise WEEBies are how boring Shikimori is or was.
That's so salty.
The Elven Land of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
The Kong Ming OP going so hard.
Okay.
How anime re-energized a video game. I think that was pertaining to Cyberpunk. Most of the good shows weren't on Jay's radar for summer.
I laughed when I put that one in the doc or whatever, because I was like, it's just Jay being like, I didn't even see this season coming. I usually know exactly what the good shows will be.
Yeah.
My taste is immaculate.
Next one here is Made in Abyss Season 2 Backstory of Village. Bocchi the Rock in general. The Twist in Love Flops, Episode 7 and 8. And My Hero Academia is good again. Jasif, if you wouldn't mind, please announce our winner.
For biggest surprise?
Yes.
And the winner is Kongming OP going so hard.
Nice.
I kind of feel that. Like
Yeah.
I still think about that from time to time.
That's a good OP, honestly.
It does, yeah.
How hard that OP went, yeah.
It goes pretty hard. And like it's a what is it, Chilean song?
I don't actually know.
Polish or something, or like Hungarian. Yeah.
Like it's such a different OP from all the other ones, just like even just from this year. And yeah, it really stood out.
Yep. I'm looking at the little chart here. We have 3 tied for second place. We have the anime re-energizing a video game, Bocchi the Rock, and My Hero Academia being good again are all tied for second place. That's the tight category.
Yeah.
Kong Ming only won by 1 vote.
Well, there we go. Yeah.
We'd also like to thank everyone who voted. We appreciate all the votes that came in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speak for yourself.
Oh
no, I'm just kidding. Of course,
I appreciate this one because I nominated this one and they voted for it. Thank you.
Mike won, so he's happy.
So happy.
But that's enough talking about how Mike won. I don't want to give him any more credit than he is due. So let's move on to the number one moment from 2022. The nominees are The Twist in Attack on Titan. Funimation is absorbed by Crunchyroll. The Nezuko and Tanjiro transformation in Demon Slayer. The last episode of Kaguya-sama. The rap ED in Kaguya-sama. End of Edgerunners. Classroom of the Elite, episode 12. David and Lucy on the Moon, which I think is basically the same thing as the end of Edgerunners. Mob almost getting isekai'd. The I am atomic quote from Eminence and Shadows. And Chigiri's Monster. I don't know what that means, but Mike, why don't you tell us? Oh, okay.
Chigiri from Blue Lock, yeah.
Mike, why don't you tell us who won this?
Well, let me tell you. The number one moment of 2022 goes to the plot twist from Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. And yes, of course it's this. Yeah. What else could it possibly have been?
It was so memed. I really don't. Yeah, I can't see anything other than that being the number one moment. But I know.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Cole. Oh, I was just gonna say this: the second place one was fairly close, as the finale of Kaguya-sama was in second place and really close behind it. And then Jay's I Am Atomic came in third.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good show, actually. Lots of people are really liking it. Honestly, there's some pretty good moments here. This is a good season, good year for anime.
Mm-hmm. 2022 was a pretty, stacked year for anime.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that my nominee won for this one.
I
will accept the award on behalf of Attack on Titan.
All of Studio Mappa.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that the Studio Mappa is very pleased to be presented and win such a prestigious.
They're way too tired. They can't even pay attention to this.
Yeah.
They're too busy making bangers.
Yeah.
Let's move on to best character design, which. Okay. 2022 had a lot of very interesting character designs. Let's discuss.
Okay, let's discuss.
Let's discuss, Cole.
The nominees are Police in a Pod, which I stand by, had decent character designs,
It's
but
ridiculous.
whatever. My Dress Up Darling. Okay. Demon
Iconic.
Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Aharon Son. Dance Dance Danseur. Ya Boy Kong Ming. Cyberpunk Edgerunners. That was all three of us nominated that one for that season. Urusei Yatsura and Gundam Witch from Mercury.
Oh, this is gonna be a
Jacef.
contentious one.
Jacef, if you would, my good
Absolutely.
sir, please
And the
let us
winner
know.
for best character design goes to Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Oh, holy crap. I just looked. This one won by a landslide.
I mean, it
Half the
kind of
votes.
makes sense.
Half the votes.
Who was second place on this one?
Second place is Urusei Yatsura, and third place is Demon Slayer. And it's like legitimately half of the people who voted for Cyberpunk.
I mean, yeah.
yeah. There's a reason why all three of us.
Say what you will about Cyberpunk, whether it's good or bad, or if you liked it or didn't like it. The character designs are top tier.
Phenomenal. Yeah, they're top notch.
Yeah. I think we'll call it there for now. We'll go to break, but I know that we do have to make a little pit stop before we go into the break into Michael's sack of mail.
It's time for the mailbag. Yeah, we can't miss my mailbag, guys. Come on. Are you surprised by all those winners? Let us know in our Discord. That's where you can also leave mailbags too. Links are at anipropod.com. This week we'll be hearing from good old friend of the podcast and goat of the mailbag, Kratos.
Kratos?
And they want to know. Kratos, that's right.
Is it Kratos or Kratos?
No, it's Kratos.
I think it's Kratos.
No, it's Kratos from God of War and then Toast.
Oh.
He was
Kratos.
explaining this to me.
Yeah, it's like Kratos. They want to know our thoughts on remakes or rebooted anime in general.
I'm a fan if they're done properly and not just as a cash grab. You know, like Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, everybody prefers it. Fruits Basket.
Mm-hmm.
Trigun right now. Spoilers for how I feel.
I think the thing with Fruits Basket and Full Metal Alchemist that you can't kind of underrate too is the originals probably would have been good if they would have just not passed the source material. Like they went too fast and then just had to come up with anime original stuff, which is just generally not great.
Yeah. And Full Metal Alchemist, like that one was just like a full mulligan because they just like it was the same studio, I think like the same staff even.
Oh, was it?
So like I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like Bones did both of them.
I've heard from people too that the original Full Metal Alchemist, same with Hunter x Hunter, are both like they're both good in their own ways.
Yeah.
But it's just like it just didn't end very well. I think I would say that I'm pro remakes and reboot just in general, but especially when they're a cash grab. I like when it's just a cash grab. No, I think me and Cole differ on this a lot, and we argue about it a lot, like pretty often. He's very much of the opinion usually that some things are just holy and you don't touch them. Whereas me, I don't think anything's holy. I think anything, if you want to mess with it, go ahead. Sure, show me something new. Do something different. If you
can do something different.
If you want to put something out and it's like a 10% improvement, sure, why not? It's your time and money. I don't have to watch it. But
yeah,
I in general, I think they're a good thing. And then sometimes it's just they try to capture the magic of the original and they just fail. And then you're just like, what was the point of that kind of? I think is what happens a lot of the time. Like the one I kind of think of recently that really hit the spot was Urusei Yatsura, but I have never seen the original one. But like they managed to keep the original like retro aesthetic and kind of the same vibe that you would think would be in the original. And I'm just here for that aspect of it. I can't think of like a recent reboot that didn't go well. Can you guys think of any?
Yeah, I've been trying to think of one for the past little while.
Maybe not an anime, but I mean, like, I hesitate to say it, but Star Wars.
I knew you were gonna say that, Cole.
Oh, spicy take.
It's such a controversial opinion whether you say Star Wars is good or bad nowadays because like people either say like, oh, the sequels are good, or oh, the sequels are bad. And I think that mostly stemmed from when The Last Jedi came out.
I think
because like,
oh, go ahead.
Because like most people when that movie came out either liked it or hated it. And the people who and then like from when The Last Jedi came out, it kind of morphed into, well, was The Force Awakens good? And a lot of the people that liked The Last Jedi just said that The Force Awakens is just A New Hope again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just when it deviated, but that's just the example that comes to my head immediately.
Yeah. I just think that that last trilogy there was just kind of handled poorly in general.
Yeah.
It's not so much the fact that it's like a remake or like a reboot, because it's really not. It's just a continuation. It sort of is, but it sort of isn't at the same time. It's just like, I feel like holding that up as like the standard is not right, because it's just they did a bad job of that one. But like you look at something like Dune, and they did like an amazing job of rebooting that, right? It depends on, it's up to the studio or whoever's making it to actually care about what they're doing and do it well.
Like I think I guess just if we're talking about general, not just anime, I'm looking at like the live action remakes of all the Disney movies.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
You've triggered Cole.
Like The Lion King is just like, it's all CG, so what's the point? Or like things like that.
We've had this
Cole
discussion.
is shooketh, and yes, we've talked about this like 15 times on the podcast.
This is the heatest that AniPro gets.
You can't be remiss to bring up the most like controversial reboot or remake of probably the last decade.
What's that?
Which is like all the Disney
the Disney ones. Okay.
Because like most people know that those are, or at least say that they're just cash grabs on nostalgia.
But going back to anime and what I think is contentious, but I think is ultimately a pretty decent remake is the Evangelion, like the rebuild of Evangelion.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like, you know, it was interesting how it started as basically just a 1-for-1 remake, and then it just completely deviates into its own thing and ends its own way. And I think that's just another example of when a remake works. Like there was a point to it. You know, he had the idea behind it.
I'm kind of curious because we counted Star Wars and the sequels as a remake. By that definition, by that logic, would you also count Yasahime as a remake? Or at least like
I'd count it as a reboot.
It's a sequel. It
is a sequel, but again, because if we're looking at Star Wars as that, which the new Star Wars movies were like that, right?
I would count that as a reboot. Like you're restarting a deceased franchise. Like the franchise ended, you're restarting it.
Oh, that's okay. So I think we have different definitions of reboot then.
Yeah. No, I don't mean like a hard reboot. It's called a soft reboot.
It's called a soft reboot. Yeah.
In the words of Red Letter Media, it's a soft reboot. It's not an actual reestablishing of canon. It's just continuing a new story as if it just continued off of the franchise, which exists on its own.
Yeah.
It ended, and then they're just like starting
it over. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an important distinction to make, that there's the two different kinds, right?
Like it's rebooting up the franchise after like a certain amount of time has passed, but like
you should almost call it like a restart. It's not a reboot. Because a reboot is like you're literally starting from ground up again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like the RoboCop reboot.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, or like the Full Metal Alchemist reboot. That's a reboot, right? To me, that's a reboot. Or like
Hunter x Hunter.
Or I guess maybe that'd be a remake. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
We're getting caught up in semantics.
We're lost in the sauce here.
Yeah, like I mean, JoJo's was a good remake.
Mm-hmm.
And
sure.
Yeah. It's like, kind of a weird one though, because like
it's weird because
the original
was
never
the
caught
only
on.
thing that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like Part 3 was the only thing that got an anime back in the day. And then David Productions came and was like, "Okay, we're just going to do the whole thing. We're going to do everything."
Yeah.
So then they went back and did part 1. So technically, part 1 and 2 weren't a remake, but then part 3 was. So
I think an important one too to mention is one of mine and Cole's favorite here is Fruits Basket, another great reboot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a remake.
That's a remake. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a remake. Full Metal Alchemist
remake.
would be a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd
Dragon
say
Ball
if-
Super would be a reboot.
I'd say that's that's kind of getting into the weeds a little bit, because you could say it's a sequel because it's just the same characters and everything, whereas a soft reboot is usually like you're establishing a whole new canon of characters, and your previous main characters are kind of just like background characters.
Still around.
So
I gotcha.
what about Boruto?
Boruto, I was just gonna say Boruto. That'd be like a soft reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you're reestablishing.
You're reestablishing the canon, but yeah. It's like a new generation.
I'm learning so much. You guys are so smart. Thank you so much.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But that music is starting to swell up here.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
I hear it.
Yeah. You
Mike,
hear
do you have a question for the listeners this week?
Do I? No. Cole, do you have a question for the listeners this week?
Do I? No. Jay, do you have a question for the listeners this week?
I really wish you didn't give that to me. I can think of one in 2 seconds. What was your favorite anime of the year?
There we go.
Wow, there you go. Good job, Jay.
Makes sense. What was your anime of the year?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Comment down below. Let us
long.
know. Or basically anywhere. Links can be found on our website. That is anipropod.com.
Do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will present the remainder of the awards for this year's WEEBies. The big ones.
Yes.
But first, let's go to an break. Welcome back to the Anime Protagonist podcast. Oh, thank you so much for cheering for us. We really do appreciate it, but we all know that you're actually cheering for the winners that we had before the break and the winners that are coming up for this year's WEEBies. So I won't talk anymore. I'll just start reading the nominees for the next thing. The next one that we're going to do is the... Oh, now I'm completely thrown off.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I sent Cole a message because we have technical issues. Do you want to just redo your intro?
No.
Okay.
The fans, the listeners, they love it.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. This is live talk radio that you're listening to right now. Protagonists for 2022. Let's get started with that. With Komichi Akebi. Does anyone remember this show?
From Akebi's sailor uniform? Cole,
Akebi's
I know you were...
sailor uniform.
I know you were singing her praises back when that show was airing, so why don't you...
I like her as a protagonist. As a strict protagonist, I enjoy her. She was fun. What about Akaboshi
Bisco?
Thank you.
Bisco.
Jay?
Yes, that was from a show.
Yes,
I feel
from
like...
Sabakui Bisco. I think that, like, the reason I liked him so much is because, like, he was kind of like an oasis in a desert of protagonists.
Are you just saying that because the show's set in a desert?
No.
That was not convincing.
But like, I didn't watch Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer, so like, and at the same time, I want to think outside the box for my nomination, because I had a feeling the other two were going to be nominated when we did this, so I was like, okay, I'll do Bisco.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think he's a good protagonist for what he's in. He's not, like... He's probably not the best of our nominations, but I liked him.
I think he's kind of a byproduct of us having done these... How do I put this? Like, season by season. So, like, we only get one vote per season, right? So
Yeah.
Well, what about Tengen Uzui?
Uzui,
Famously,
I know you guys.
the protagonist of Demon Slayer.
I was just gonna say, you guys definitely didn't like my pick here of not the main character in your opinion, even though he totally is in Demon Slayer. Like, he's the main character of the second season for sure, I'd say.
He's not the protagonist. That's Tanjiro.
Wow. And that's neither here nor there. Maybe he'll win. We'll find out.
We will find out. What about Junpei from Dance Dance Danseur? I enjoyed him. He was fun.
I think he's a good protagonist.
Got a lot of character development. That's a good protagonist. Nothing else needs to be said about him. He dances. The boy dances like a Korean K-pop girl.
Yeah.
Who dances.
I was making Cole watch a bunch of K-pop dances before this. But anyway, yeah.
I think he was forcing me,
character.
and then at first you were forcing me, but in the end I was doing it.
You forced him to put them on.
Yeah.
What about Yuichi Katagiri?
I liked him.
What's he from?
Okay.
From Tomodachi Game.
He's the main guy from Tomodachi Game.
Yeah. He has more layers than he appears to.
It's like an ogre
beginning.
or an
He's
onion.
like an onion. And like as you slowly begin to peel off those layers, he gets more interesting as a character, and like he kind of has like that gray area that makes it interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of got that darkness in him, right? He's got the bad spirit in him a little bit. It makes him interesting.
Yeah, and like I think that part of him really makes him interesting, and you know, it's less like, do you really want to root for this guy, or like and I think that idea really made him an interesting character for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
Mike,
my next one is just
your
a
next
little
one
minor
is
character that no one's ever heard of.
Anya.
Oh,
Who?
yeah, Anya from Spy Family. You might have heard of her. She is a adorable little peanut, and I love her, and she's going to win this whole damn thing for sure. That's all there is to say about that. Yep.
We'll see about that. David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, another fantastic protagonist.
True.
Definitely the main protagonist.
Still firing shots.
Yep. That's what I do.
Rebecca's the main
next up,
protagonist.
Bad take.
I didn't hear the
That was
take.
a bad take even for me.
I didn't hear the take.
He said Rebecca is the protagonist.
No.
No.
Yeah.
But you know who is the main protagonist? I'm assuming. I don't even know what person this is or what show it's from, but Toru Kirishima
from
what's that?
Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. He's just
Yes.
a very, very mean guy that is learning to take care of a little girl.
Well,
and
he's a mean guy. He's a mean guy, so that bodes well. That bodes well.
But he learns to become a good guy after taking care of a girl.
Okay. Mike with the dark horse here with Ko Yamori. I like that one.
Yamari Ko from Call of the Night. Yes. Such a nice little boy. I for this one I was trying to think of like who's the main character of their show and why are they the best main character of their show for this season, right? Because you guys flamed me for Uzui, so from here on out I was just like, okay, I can only nominate the main protagonist of their show. So I nominated the main guy from Call of the Night, and I liked his little character development. I thought he was interesting and could kind of relate to him too, so that's why I figured I'd throw him in the hat.
Yeah, I like him. He likes sneakers. He's a cool dude.
Yeah,
I like
cool
sneakers. Dude. I'm not a cool dude. You know who is a cool dude though? Shigeo Kageyama, aka Mob. Remember a little show called Mob Psycho 100?
You're gonna need to pitch that one to me. I've never heard of that show.
Well, look it up. I gotta look up all of your shows.
I get it. I'll get bent. Don't worry. Get right on that.
Get certified platinum bent.
Yes. What Mike said. What about Jay continuing his streak of character names I can't pronounce with Sid Kageno?
Sid Kageno from The Eminence in Shadow?
Eminence in Shadow.
Just a big old chuny That's all he is.
Yeah, he's the I Am Atomic boy.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
Mike coming in with the cat girl, Fran.
Hi, Fran's here. She's so nice. She's great
now he has
little
to
girl.
frantically explain why he nominated her. Get it?
We need the cricket drop on the soundboard, Cole.
I forgot to get the cricket drop.
Your certified
Shoot.
cricket. That was crickets for sure. I thought
There was one
season...
person that was listening to this that chuckled. For sure.
Let us know if you chuckled. Come to our Discord. Tell us. You can find links at anipropod.com.
Don't timestamp it or anything. Just say I chuckled. No context.
Yeah, we'll understand.
We'll understand.
Yeah.
Mike, do you need to say anything other than she's a cat girl?
No, and she's, Cole, if that is enough for you, certainly, but I don't know, just had that protect energy I like, and I thought she was a great protagonist. I liked her development and all that stuff. Yep. Who do you think is going to win, guys? I'm still saying Anya.
I have a feeling
I'm going Anya on
it's
this.
between
could be David.
That's kind of what I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Mob.
All right, well.
I kind of think Mob or David.
I think it's Mike's turn. Mike, why don't you tell us who won?
All right, the best protagonist for 2022 in the Mob, or wait, what? Sorry, my brain shut down for a second there. The best protagonist for AniPro 2022 is Shigeo Kageyama from Mob Psycho 100 with 47% of the vote.
Ooh, contentious one.
Nailed it. Do you know who second place was?
David?
Anya with 4.
4%?
Sorry, 21% of the vote. We had 4 votes. And then we had Sid in third. Sid Kagano.
Really?
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Wow.
People, I think Cole's sleeping on that show a little bit, actually.
I think he is.
I do actually want to watch that show because Jay kind of pitched it to me properly, and I feel like I'd probably have a good time with it. But here's a fun category that I think
I feel like
all our categories are fun.
I feel like if you take the show seriously, you won't like it at all. But if you understand that it's all a joke, then you'll like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
What's not a joke is Antagonist of 2022.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
I know who's going to win this one already.
Yeah?
I have a feeling.
Got a good feeling?
I have a good feeling.
Let's go through our nominees, and we'll start with Aaron Yeager, who I stand by him being the antagonist of the most recent season.
Yeah, that's a hot take. I agree with you, though. He has both the protagonist and the antagonist in Attack on Titan at times. Depends where you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, depends on where you are, and I'm strictly talking about this current season. But I've made my peace. Kurokawa is our next nominee, nominated by Jasif. Who is that, and what are they?
He's the main antagonist of Sabaku Ibisco. He's basically like the anti whatever Bisco is. So like he's like the bad version.
He's kind of like a suit. He's like a classic suit bad guy.
He's the suit bad guy.
Yeah.
He's a corpo.
Yeah.
Classic corpo. Mike, you nominated Gyotaro. Which one's that?
Gyutaro. That's the brother from Demon Slayer season 2. The brother demon.
You went with the brother.
Yeah, the brother demon.
Oh, wow.
I just thought he was for me, I want my antagonist to be scary and threatening. And I thought he was more scary and threatening and more like I do like a classic villainy villain, if that makes sense. And you'll see that with my picks for sure.
Yes. Next one is the Dastardly Anime Protagonist Podcast. I believe this was nominated because you guys forced me to pick an antagonist, and I always have a tough time picking one.
So it's specifically not just AniPro, but it should just read Mike and Jay is what it should
Mike
actually
and Jay,
say.
specifically. Speaking of the Idiot Brigade, Jay nominated the Idiot Brigade from Trapped in a Dating Sim as his antagonist of the season.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a group of
Idiots.
reverse harem from Trapped in an Otoma game. They're all just a bunch of idiots.
Nice. Just like us.
Yeah.
I like this one from Mike. Disney Holding Summertime Rendering Hostage will never be able to monetize this now because I said Disney is the villain.
R.I.P. Well, it's okay. We're not monetized anyway. We certainly earn $0 from this.
It's kind of unfortunate because Summertime Rendering's available now. So
it is now. Yeah. In 2023.
Yes,
now.
We're talking 2023.
But at
now.
the time,
and for many
this
months
was
after,
spring.
it was not.
Yeah.
It was spring. Just because people were voting now, not back in spring.
Yeah, in my opinion, this belongs here on the list.
Yeah.
Mike,
I think that might win it. That's all there is. I think we've kind of talked about it enough, but this is my kind of sneaky. It's either this or AniPro that's going to win this one for me. I have a feeling.
I don't think AniPro is going to win. I'm going to be honest.
Well, we shall see. Adam Smasher is my nominee from summer 2022. Adam
Great
Smasher
pick.
hurt. Yeah. Yep. For what he did, he belongs here.
Yeah.
He is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Did you ever end up killing him in your game?
No, I didn't make it that far. I burnt
Fire
out on
back
it.
up. Fire
all
back
the
up.
side missions. I gotta fire it back up and then like regain that muscle memory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then I can go kill him. Yeah. Kakeru Ryuen.
Kakeru Ryuen from Classroom of the Elite.
Classroom of the Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it. Is he a good villain?
He is a good villain. I think he's one of the better villains of that season.
You think he was the best villain of that season?
Yeah, not just the better, the best.
Yeah.
And Faraday Edgerunners.
Yes, that was my nomination. Faraday was the corpo guy from Edgerunners, the guy who had like the 3 eyes on one side of his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like kind of more the big villain. Adam Smasher's a villain, I would say, and he did the most atrocious things probably, but he's only really in like the last little bit of the show, whereas Faraday's all the way through. And Faraday really kind of sets up more of the antagonizing things, I would say.
Mm-hmm. One could say Night City is the true antagonist.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised none of us put that on ours.
I think we memed that too much. Bochi's Anxiety is the next antagonist. I mean, good old Bochi the Rock. There's no antagonist in that show except for Bochi's Anxiety.
Bochi's her own antagonist. It's for sure.
Bochi's her worst enemy.
Her own worst enemy.
Her own worst enemy. Yes.
Yeah. Lego My Ego is Jay's next antagonist. Ego from Blue Lock.
Yes.
Is it Ego or Ego?
I think it's Ego.
Okay, good.
I think it's Ego.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it makes sense.
Well, Mike, have fun pronouncing this one.
Yes. Aki. Oh, wait, no. That's wrong. That is wrong. I said the wrong thing. It's Yuhwa or Yuwatch from Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War. Again, literally mustache twirling, big bad guy, very powerful villain.
Mm-hmm.
It's up my alley, man. That's what I like. I like little protect energy for my protagonists. I like big bad villain for the antagonists.
I thought you were going to say, I like my protect energy from my villains, like Yuwatch.
Yeah. Oh, he's not he's not protect energy, that's for sure.
No. But without further ado, Jay, I'd like you to read who won.
And the winner for best antagonist goes to it was a tie.
Oh no, our first tie
between Eren Yeager, Disney holding summertime rendering hostage, Bochi's Anxiety, and AniPro.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, a 4-way tie. Out of those, I'm gonna go with Disney holding summertime rendering hostage.
Okay, so we're gonna break the vote, I guess, by just kind of deciding.
Yeah, I think the best way to decide an official winner is just decide between the three of us.
Okay, so we got summertime rendering hostage.
We got Eren Yeager.
We got
Bochi's Anxiety, and AniPro, which is Mike and me. Just for the meme, because I like memes. I'm gonna go with AniPro for best antagonist.
Ooh,
Jay, you're speaking my language. See, I have two possible memes I could do here. I could either go summertime rendering hostage, then we have a 3-way tie, or I could go AniPro for that meme. But I think in my heart of hearts, I think the best antagonist for the entire 2022 season, I think, will be Eren Yeager.
So it's a 3-way tie.
It's a 3-way tie.
Wait, I thought Cole also said Eren Yeager.
I said
Cole
Disney
with
holding
Summer.
summer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I will go with AniPro.
Okay.
Yes.
That's my
AniPro,
second pick.
the worst antagonist.
We're the worst.
Yes.
The Anime Protagonist podcast is the worst antagonist.
Best antagonist.
Best antagonist. Yes.
That's funny.
Best animation.
Yes.
Best animation of 2022. The nominees are
It's so beautiful.
Demon Slayer, aka D-Mid Slayer, across the board for all of us.
Stop with the D-Mid Slayer. It's good.
I mean, Ufotable always knocks it out of the park when it comes to
Ufotable
animation.
brings it. Even the haters for Demon Slayer got to give it up for the animation.
You gotta give them
I
props.
speak for the haters of Demon Slayer, and I'm giving it up for the animation.
Yeah.
No,
Ufotable.
nothing else needs to be said about Demon Slayer. Great animation. What else has good animation? Kaguya-sama, Love is War, season 3. Yeah, okay, I lost count. I can't count past 2 very well. Kaguya-sama.
You'd make a good
Season
employee
3.
at Valve, Cole.
Thank you.
That was
that
a joke. Took me a second to figure that one out. Yeah.
Half-Life joke?
Yeah.
It's so topical.
Yeah.
I actually watched a video the other day where they interviewed some of the writers for Portal 2, and they were like, we have some ideas for Portal 3. This might happen.
More puzzles.
Like making it exist.
Like the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to make more puzzles. Portal 2, good game.
A phenomenal game.
Good animation in Kaguya-sama season 3, though.
I was waiting to see how you brought it back.
Yeah, I just love the little asides that this show takes. It's very experimental, and I don't think enough people give it credit for that. Spy Family Part 2 was Jay's nominee for this one. Jasif, what do you think? What do you have to say for yourself?
I mean, I think that Wit and Cloverworks did a really good job animating it. Animating the fight scene at the and like I think it was the first episode was really good, really well done. And I think like it was like classically done, where it was like all hand drawn and that, instead of like, I think like they were talking about like how there's a new method in how they do things, but the director is a big fan of the classic way of doing things, so very classically done. And it just looks really good.
You know what else looked really good?
No.
What else looked really good?
Dance Danseur.
It did look
Its
good.
nomination.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like a bit of a dark horse pick, and honestly, part of it was I picked this one because you already picked Kaguya-sama and Jay picked Spy Family a little bit. But honestly, this show looked so friggin' good all the way through it. Like all the dancing and all like the way that they showed like the emotion and stuff in it. All of it looked really good. And it definitely there's some people like there's some that we nominated here that I feel maybe don't hold up when you compare them against the rest of the year. And this one at first glance maybe doesn't, but when you think about it, you're like, you know, it actually does. I think this one deserves to be here.
I think the
little like fireworks that he sees when he sees people dancing. It's like all the little things.
Just the little touches, yeah. And I think like the thing that people might think like that it doesn't make it stand up is like, well, it's not as well known, but like that doesn't necessarily mean much in terms of like actual animation quality.
Yeah,
like
it's not an action anime.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, no, it's literally about dancing, and like the fluidity is so important in it.
Yeah,
so,
and I'll just say it: Mappa don't miss. Mappa don't miss.
Never misses.
Well, that's why they have their Mappa, so they know where to go.
Man,
that's 2 in this episode, Jay.
Yeah, I wish I had my crickets. Licorice Recoil is my next one.
Taking advantage of the no crickets.
Yeah,
Cole talks about Licorice Recoil.
Oh my god, Licorice Recoil! Great animation. The character animation in the show is top notch. It's second to none. It's so good. That's why and I mean, of course, it had its action animation in it as well, but like the character animation is what really sold it for me. Ruby Ice Queendom is Jay's nominee.
Shaft is when Shaft goes, and it's Shaft
They really
doing
give
Shaft
him the
things.
Shaft.
Yeah.
You guys are both full of just really, really bad ones.
This is dad joke the episode.
Yeah. Made in Abyss season 2. I still gotta watch this.
You still gotta watch it. You still gotta experience some pain.
Might be a good future review.
Well, the second season or just
just main Abyss
the
period.
first season? Yeah, that's such a good show. This season, and like they just put so much effort and care into this dang show. It's ridiculous. Everything looks great. The OP, the ED both look beautiful. Like all the characters are well animated. Everybody looks unique and interesting and like disturbing, as you expect from Made in Abyss. It's just more Made in Abyss goodness. It definitely, honestly, it deserves to be in this list for sure as well.
Mm-hmm.
So does Cole's next one.
Yeah, which I have a feeling it's also Jay's nominee, and I think is probably the runaway favorite for this. Mob Psycho 100 season 3.
Yeah.
How do you go against Mob?
What can we possibly say about this one? It's one of the best animated shows ever.
Yeah. And like I've been watching TikToks of like people like they'll break down iconic like basically like 5-second scene in it, and then they'll just show it frame by frame for like the next 30 seconds, and it's just like it's nuts.
Incredible.
This show,
yeah,
it's incredible. It's yeah.
But not to be outdone, Chainsaw Man did also have a good showing this season, which was Mike's nominee.
Absolutely, yes. You can't. The thing is, even with this,
I feel like this nomination was probably one where you're like, well, I don't want to like you know, your heart was taking you to Mob, but you needed to just give it to Chainsaw Man. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's kind of.
I definitely do that sometimes. Where if I know you guys are going a certain way, and there's one that I just kind of feel like should be mentioned at least, and I just want to like have more of a conversation about it, I'll do it, and that's kind of what I did here. And it's just. Yeah, Chainsaw Man was also like excellently animated, but it had more jank. It had a little more jank than Mob. Like in the first episode, the stuff that wasn't CG, but everyone thought was CG. There were the Denji did his first transformation, and there's just like there were things that weren't as good as Mob, but it definitely deserves to be. It's one of the best looking shows of the year for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I fully expect Mob to win this one though.
I do too. But I mean, Demon Slayer came out too. But Mike, why don't you just pull off that Band-Aid and tell us who won?
All right. The winner of 2022's Best Animation, certified by AniPro and its listeners, as voted by you.
Cole, is everything okay?
As I'm trying to kill time for Cole to find the drop frantically.
No, I'm clicking it. It's not playing. Well, imagine a drum roll.
Just imagine a drum roll has happened. And the winner is... With 40% of the vote, we have Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc has won this one.
That's really surprising. But
it is surprising.
It's both surprising, but not at the same time.
It's not when you really think about it.
Yeah, it's like Ufotable knocks it out of the park when they need to. Like that fight scene. I like which one I'm talking about. When that fight scene happened, it went across the internet. Everyone was talking about it, and just like everyone was like, "Oh, it must have cost like millions of dollars or whatever to make." And it looked really good.
Oh, Cole figured out his drops works. And then second place we got Chainsaw Man, and then in third place we got Mob. Third place for Mob.
Oh, our Cole fans are wrong on this one. Yeah.
No.
Listen, I love our listeners, but y'all are wrong on this one. I need some of what y'all are smoking.
Cole just cannot comprehend that he's wrong on something.
No, I can't.
Mike, stop enraging Cole.
Yeah,
it's okay. He always feels rage.
I always. Yeah. Let's move on to something that makes me feel less rage. Let's talk about some good boys.
Let's talk about some good boys.
They're so good.
There are a lot of good boys this year.
Some good boys. Yes, there was a lot of good boys last year. Let's start with one that Jay and I both nominated. Gojo Wakana from
My Dress Up Darling.
My Dress Up Darling. Sorry, I just completely blanked.
Completely
Brain
blank.
shut
No,
down.
it's all good.
Yeah.
He's
my
still
brain
getting
just-
over Mob getting third.
That's unbelievable. But Gojo's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's such a good boy.
He is a very good
Yeah.
boy. I think that like for this point in the year, because like it was so early, you can make an argument for best, but like as the year went on, there were just so many good boys that overshadowed him, I think, and people might have forgotten about him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
he might
it's
have
kind
got
of
lost in
tricky.
the shuffle a little. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this spring season was particularly weak for good boys, I felt like, which is why I went with my nomination, which was Akutagawa, the crab from Sabukui Bisco.
Yeah.
Mike's doing his classic, trying to steal my job away from me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cole.
I think was any part of that because you didn't want to just fill it with Gojo?
With repeat? Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100% that's what I did here.
I do like that you nominated a crab, though. That's
I feel like that's a good Mike move. I feel like
Well, I
that's
mean-
on brand.
Yeah, and I mean we don't like best boy doesn't necessarily mean best human boy.
No,
that's
absolutely.
true. That's true.
Bond would have been a
Famous
strong candidate too from
Bond,
Spy
yeah.
Family.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. I did nominate a human for the next one, and that's Nagomu Irinu.
See, this is you're gonna have to explain this one to me, Cole, because this is like when you know how you were making fun of Jay for naming characters that you had no idea who they were. Who the heck is this?
He was just a cinnamon roll. I voted for, or I nominated him because he's one of those characters that everybody hates in the show, and I don't understand why. He just seems like he's such a nice boy.
Oh, so there's like a bit of
And,
a sympathy vote going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was just a good boy. He won't win. That's fine. Who could possibly win is Yu Ishigami from Kaguya-sama,
Yeah.
Jay's nominee.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jay.
He's-
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
sorry.
Jay.
I'm trying to get I'm trying to pull up the thing on my phone because I forgot to before we started recording the second half, but that's okay. Yeah, no, Yu Ishigami, I mean, he's such a good boy. From that like one scene in season 2, if you know it, you know. That one thing just like really really touched my heart and made me really like you, Ishigami, and he's
But
the
you're
best
just gonna
boy
say-
in Kaguya.
I just
Really
heard it
liked
made me
you.
really like you,
Ishigami.
Ishigami.
But yeah, he's the best boy from Kaguya.
Certified best boy from
Debatable.
Kaguya.
Yeah.
I agree. Interesting. Mike went with Junpei from Dance 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 here.
Yeah,
as
I
his-
feel like I'm the biggest Junpei fan out there now. This is our Dance 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 Surf fan there is. I don't know. Like I'm holding the Dance 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 Surf flag for these awards. And Junpei's just a good boy. I don't know.
I like Junpei. Yeah.
Dance 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 Here was a good show, and I think that he is a good boy.
I like him because he's kind of a believable character, and he has a good development that I kind of I sympathize with. Where he starts off and he's kind of like not sure who he is, and he finds himself through dance, just like me. Oh wait,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah, you know Mike and his pro dance moves.
I was actually dancing before the podcast because I was listening to the
It's true, I
1975.
saw
This
it.
is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
And-
He was doing
He
this.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like
you
a
know
good
who
dance.
doesn't? You know who doesn't like dancing though? David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Certified, not a dancer. Yep,
Certified not a dancer, but he's a good boy.
sure is.
Yeah.
In the first half.
He's good through the whole thing. It's just well, this isn't a review of it.
Yeah.
So, but Pharma from Parallel World Pharmacy is another good boy.
Yeah,
according
he's
to Jay.
just a cinnamon roll. I mean, like, from everything he does in this show, he's just a good boy. He's just a good boy.
Just a good boy.
Just a good
we
boy.
all like our cinnamon rolls, like Ko Yamori from Call of the Night.
Yamariko,
He's not a
yes.
cinnamon
For
roll.
the night, yeah. No.
He's not a cinnamon
No.
roll, but he's
No.
he's good.
He is a good boy. I kind of feel like I touched on a lot of the stuff I have to say about Yamariko when I was talking about him in protagonist category. He's a good boy. He has good development. He's an interesting character, and not a cinnamon roll, but kind of in the same vein a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little
Not
bit.
quite.
He's kind of innocent, but also like surprisingly
Not.
not innocent.
Yeah.
He's like a cinnamon roll if someone also put like a jalapeno in there somewhere.
Ooh, like a jalapeno cheese bagel.
Yeah. So spicy,
Yeah.
but also so nice and sweet. Cream
you know
cheese.
who is a sweet cinnamon roll? Mob.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We
Shigeo
don't even need to
Kageyama.
talk about.
Honestly,
we don't need to
like
talk about him
Mob
anymore.
is probably front runner for best boy.
Probably
of the year.
front runner here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably. Next up is Jay. You got a Bachira?
Bachira from Blue Lock. I wouldn't say he's a good boy or like a cinnamon roll, but the reason I really like him is because of like his interactions with the main character and also just like his personality and enthusiasm for soccer.
Mhm.
I think Mike kind of gets where I'm going at there.
I would agree too, and I think what makes him the best boy of that show too is like he's always trying to like pump up his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's trying to get the
Like,
best out of everybody around him.
Which like is kind of weird because of how the show is structured, but like it's not that he really is trying to, but like because of what he does, it makes them pumped up. You know, because like they're all wanting to beat each other.
Yeah.
So like he's just like a very interesting, motivating character, and he's best boy.
Good boy. Aki from Chainsaw Man.
Yes, my nomination from Chainsaw Man, Aki. He's a good boy. He's grumpy. I like him. He's reminds me of myself a little bit. He's just dealing with two idiots all the time. Yep, he's Squidward.
He's Squidward.
Yeah. You know what? He's in the running here too, I think. I think people like Aki a lot.
I think people like
also,
Aki.
I mean, Chainsaw Man hype.
Chainsaw Man hype, yep.
People do be riding that Chainsaw Man hype train.
It's true. Jay, do you have the envelope there?
I do have the envelope for best boy, and the winner for best boy is... Do we have a drum roll?
What is going on with this soundboard?
Gonna say no.
Okay.
No drum
So
roll.
the winner for best boy, Shigeo Kageyama Mob from Mob Psycho 100.
To no one's surprise.
I mean, like, I even said when we announced the nomination just a couple moments ago, he was the front runner, and everyone agrees with me, I think, as evident here. Such a good cinnamon roll, such great character development. The story that revolves around him is great, and like I don't think there's any part of him personally that like people wouldn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, why don't you take us into the stats a little bit?
Yeah, we got Mob took 35% of the vote. This was actually a pretty contentious one, sneaky contentious. We had Mob obviously winning with 35. Then we had Gojo coming in second. Gojo Wakana from My Dress Up Darling, 25% of the vote. And then in third place, we had Aki with 20% of the vote. And then Yui Shigami in fourth with 15% of the vote. This was one where there's only 5 people that people actually voted for in this one. So the people knew who their best boy was and they voted for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
and I mean,
go ahead, Jay.
I think that ranking list is pretty accurate for the year, I'd say.
Yeah, it checks out.
Ishigami, maybe I'd put a little bit higher, but aside from that, yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we all have our personal preferences, but yeah.
Let's break up the character thing a little bit here, and let's talk EDs.
Ooh.
EDs. Best ED of the year. And the nominees are My Dress Up Darling, nominated by both Jay and I. Great ED. Fantastic. Very cute.
Mm-hmm. I think you were saying when we gave out the nomination in winter that it gave like Space Patrol Luluco vibes.
It did to me.
Yeah,
definitely gave Space Patrol Luluco vibes for me. What didn't give me Space Patrol Luluco vibes is Attack on Titan ED.
Mm-hmm. I think that was Mike's nominee.
Definitely. That was definitely Mike's nominee. Very good job doing process of elimination there, Jay.
Yeah.
Yes, very talented. Big brain on Jay.
Thank you. It took 100% of my brain processing power to come up with that answer.
Insert the mob like 100% thing for Jay's brain power on that one. Attack on Titan, I love the ED for this one. It was so pretty to watch, and the song was just pretty too. And it's just like when you know, the more you know about Attack on Titan, the harder it hits too, which is something that I always like when you're watching something. You can kind of tell like the hidden meaning behind it. It's just good. Attack on Titan's so freaking good. I don't understand how anyone could not like it.
Jay.
As they both look at me. Look, I get
it's
it.
Okay,
but at the same time, I don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it. But you do get the next winner here,
Mike,
nominee.
Next time I'm in the same room as you, I'm gonna beat you up.
Mike, I like
Family.
I like how Mike's like, let's get Cole to read all of them, and then he reads them.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm naturally trying to segue. I'm sorry.
Spy Family, ED. The first one, like the first part of the first season. Yeah, just another nice, wholesome one. They're dancing. They're having a good time. Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Spy Family, great EDs.
Great EDs.
They do have some good EDs.
Does I'm Quitting Heroing second ED have a good ED?
So okay, the reason I really like this ED is because of how it is integrated into the show, and it really, even like the song, the visuals really make you feel the what they want you to feel for the episode that it debuts in. And I think that a lot, not as many EDs do that consistently throughout their show. So I wanted to give this show its recognition for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Good ED from Kaguya-sama, season 3. Michael.
Yeah, I love this one. Speaking of, you said Space Control Luluco earlier. This one gave me Starship Troopers vibes because it was kind of like an homage to it. I really like the whole vibe, and I like when an ED kind of tells a story to it as well. And that's what this one did. And the animation's just next level in it too.
Yeah,
good song, all the stuff, everything you could possibly want in an ED.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that ED, but it's top tier. Not as top tier as this one. This one is my ED of the year. I don't even care. Cyberpunk Edgerunners ED is... I don't know. I'm alone on this one. I know, but this is the hill I'll die on. This ED is second to none. Like, I love this ED so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, and I think that this is because I didn't like Edgerunners as much as the two of you did, but I don't remember the ED that well, or at all.
That was my issue with it. It was kind of not super memorable to me.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't hit the spot quite as good as the other ones. I don't know.
Oh, there's so much emotion in it. Her like floating in that like abyss, and her walking down the street with that like cool light effect and stuff.
I'll have to watch it again.
It's a good
I'm
ED.
surprised you guys don't remember it. Parallel World Pharmacy. World Pharmacy is Jay's next nominee.
Yes, this was mine, and I remember when I picked it, I said like I didn't really have an ED that season that like really stood out to me for visuals, so I had to pick based solely on song, and that's what this pick was. It was solely the song.
Yes, I do recall that.
Yeah. I have to decipher what's said here. It says Mike's nominee here is Classroom of the Elite Season 2, and then Hito Jabai?
That's the song
Jabai?
title. That's the
So
song
that's the
title.
name of the song.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The parentheses are messing
This
with
is
me.
a weird pick by me a little bit, because it's like, it's basically just a slideshow ED, which I feel like you can't say that's an ED of the year, but man, is that song a vibe, and man, is like the slideshow a vibe in this. It's just good. It's just really nice.
just
the butterfly
vibes.
floating around too. It's good stuff. That's all I gotta say.
Mike coming in with the vibes.
I'm a vibe guy. I like the vibe.
Yeah, Ursa Yatsura is vibey for sure.
It is very vibey, and like it's a very good song. Both of Ursa Yatsura's songs for the first half of the season were really good.
Yeah, the OP and the ED. And then when Jay showed us this one, I was taken aback. Arknights, Prelude to the Dawn.
It's so good.
ED.
It is
a very good ED.
Very good. From the animation to like the direction and the coloring of everything, the song, it just all comes together so well. It fits the vibe of the show, and just like, man, what an ED.
Yeah, well, I know what's about to win, and it's this one, and it makes me furious, but Michael's nominee is just Chainsaw Man, even though it had 12 different EDs.
Yeah. See,
And
I deliberated about this, and I kind of understand it, because, like, if you think about it, Chainsaw Man's ED as a whole, as one show, is that it does different things depending on its situation, which is cool.
listen,
right?
Yeah, exactly. And how can you vote against a show that had different EDs for every episode, and they were custom themed to what was happening in the show at that time? And it was just like oh, this has to win. Like, it's insane. It's great. I love the EDs to this. And like, when people are arguing, almost every ED from this show probably could have been ED of the year, in my opinion. They would have had a fair chance.
Yeah.
But only one can win.
Only one can win. And Mike, why don't you tell us what it is?
Oh, it's my
Except
turn.
for when 12 are going to win.
All 12 are going to win. Where are we here? We got, okay, the best ED for 2022 in anime from the AniPro podcast listeners is Chainsaw Man with 52.3% of the vote. Surprise to nobody. What do you guys, okay, there's a huge second place with 31%. What do you guys think that is? I guess you probably both know now.
No, actually, I don't.
Oh.
I don't have it in front of me.
Probably Spy Family.
I'm going to say Spy Family.
You're correct. Spy Family is firmly in second place, and then the other ones really didn't get much vote, less than 10%.
I also think the second Spy Family ED does need an honorable mention, because that ED was really good, and it was very, very close to being my choice for anime of the fall season. Or not anime, ED of the fall season.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to pick an OP of the season. Oh, Mike
This
got
is a
excited.
big one.
This
I
is a
like
big
OPs.
one.
Yeah,
this is
a big...
probably out of the three big categories, this is the first of the big three at the end of our show. So let's start it off. First pick was mine for Attack on Titan, The Rumbling. Mike also picked this one.
I sure did.
I mean, this one became iconic, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
blew
grew
up
on
the
me
internet
super quick.
Yeah. I wasn't even watching Attack on Titan. I love The Rumbling. Like, if that's not an indicator, I don't know what is.
This song legitimately made it onto the like metal music charts.
Yeah.
For as like a top 100 song, and it's just like an anime OP. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Yeah, very cool. Sabukui Bisco is Jay's nominee.
Yeah, I remember picking out of the ones I had watched, and I think that this was my favorite one of those, but I'd probably pick The Rumbling if I were watching Attack on Titan.
Yeah, you know what? Bisco's not a bad OP too. It's
no,
a good
it
OP.
is a very good OP for.
It's got those Dorohedoro vibes.
Mm-hmm. I think the whole show is Dorohedoro vibes.
Yeah, I think so.
Vibes?
Having not seen either of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It starts off with them and then it quickly. This is not a review of Sabukui Bisco, but yes.
No. Dance Dance Dancier was my nominee.
I remember when this show started airing, and I went to Cole and I was like, Cole, you got to watch this show. The OP is really good.
The OP is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really cool because it like goes from that like first person point of view to like a third person point of view, and they're all dancing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like in like that
just
crystalline thing, and like it looks really nice.
Yeah, it's a good
very
OP.
Cool one. Jay nominated Spy Family and then put in brackets Fight Me.
Yeah, because Cole was
what
like
that was about.
Because Cole didn't agree with me that it was a good OP. I don't want to argue about this again.
Yes, no, I do remember why it was Fight Me. I just think it was a little overrated, especially this season where there was two, and this next one is a big nominee from Mike. I'll let you say it.
Oh, I get to say this one. I get to take Cole's job. It's Ya Boy Kong Ming with what was the name of the song? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. This OP, I remember when we watched it as the three of us, we just like randomly after recording put it on. We were like, what is happening? This is the best thing I've ever seen. And we watched it like 6 more times. It was great. This is a contender for OP of the year, I think, for sure.
Oh,
absolutely.
100%. 100%. And it's not
definitely
even
not a contender. Yeah, definitely not a contender for anime of the year, but OP of the year for sure.
OP of the year for sure.
OP of the year for sure. Yeah. Call of the Night OP, which Jay thinks is weird for some reason. I think it's...
I hate that song. It's so...
Honestly...
It's so good.
It genuinely makes me cringe, that song.
I don't understand.
I don't get it at all. It's so good.
It just sounds so weird.
I like it though. Oh yeah, because your Rugrats take. That's right.
No, that's from... No, you're talking about the music from Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Oh, right. Yes, you're right.
Jay's musical takes are very interesting.
Wild.
Call of the Night for
I'll
me
find a way to explain that in the future, but anyway, this isn't the music podcast.
This is my nomination, not Jay's teardown. Call of the Night for me is probably my OP of the year. I'll stand by it. I think
it's a good take.
It's got cool vibes. It's got cool art direction in it, cool animation. It's just a cool OP.
No.
Jay, why don't you tell us why Classroom of the Elite is your OP of this particular season?
So Classroom of the Elite's OP, Dance in the Game. First of all, the song's a bop. I love the song. And then the visuals just like really did a good job of like in a stylish way showing off the arc of the season, and giving like subtle hints to things to come, and I really like that. So I think that it is my OP of the season for, what was that, spring? Summer?
This would have been summer. Yeah. Made in Abyss season 2. Michael.
Yes. Again, kind of the same things I said when I was talking about it as best animation. This OP was just so great. Like, it just looked beautiful. The song's a bop. It's like Katachi or something. I forget what it's called. And then it kind of, again, tells a bit of a story. Like, it shows Rika. Is it Rika or Rico? The little girl and Reg basically paralleling their journey with the group that came before them, and it just there's a lot put into it and a lot of thought went into it, and I really appreciate it.
Another contender, possibly the winner, honestly, is Mob Psycho
Good
100
chance.
season 3.
I remember
Mob's
when
OPs are always
I remember
Everybody
when that
loves
OP
a mob OP.
leaked, and Cole put it in our Discord and was just like, OP of the year.
Yeah.
There it is. Well, now I don't think that, but there it is. Ursa Yatsura had a good OP.
It did have a good OP. I think that for some people it might be because of the song, but like the OP did a really good job of like introducing you into the show. It like basically through its OP gave you those, like, told you that like it's a retro show, but like don't count it out for just being a retro show, and it gave you those retro vibes with the panels and all that, and it looked really good. Told you what the show was about. Didn't need to like give you too many like hidden secrets or anything, but it was good.
I liked when she dances in it.
It was just a fun OP. Her dancing. Chainsaw Man, great OP.
It is
great
a very
OP.
good OP.
Kickback by Kenshi Yozuno or whatever. Yeah, this OP bangs. There's so many movie references and stuff into it, and it's just it's so good. And the song's a groove. It's like the song's been number one on like the Japanese music charts for like a while too. Just like, again, like I said with the rumbling, like that's a sign of just like how crazy big this show is and how good the OP is.
Yeah,
good chance this one is
so
a
many
contender for winning it all.
Great song, and even just like aside from the movie references, it has like a lot of good hidden details in there that you might miss upon first watch that make you want to watch it again.
Yeah, lots of stuff in there for manga readers who already know how it all plays out. There's some good stuff in there too.
Yeah.
So,
Jay, tell us who won.
The winner of Best OP of the Year goes to, coming in at no surprise to anyone, Chainsaw Man's Kickback.
Ooh. I actually kind of thought it was going to be Mob, to be honest. Either Attack on Titan or Mob.
I'm honestly not surprised, just because, like, I think the Chainsaw Man hype really pushed Kickback.
Yeah.
Just, like, I think people just saw Chainsaw Man, went, Chainsaw Man, vote.
That's probably good.
Maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, but I'm not upset that won.
No, absolutely not.
Not at all.
Not
the
at
top
all.
three really all are kind of what we just predicted. Number 1, Chainsaw Man with 30%. Number 2 is Attack on Titan with 20%. And number 3 is Mob Psycho with 10%. Oh, actually, there's a 3-way tie for number 3 with Spy Family as well, and Yeah Boy Kong Ming, and also Call of the Night. So yeah, contentious,
Cole's
but
mad.
not that contentious.
Cole's mad.
I think it just honestly, Call of the Night is hurt by it just being not a show for everybody. It just wasn't as
Also, the
popular
fact
as
that-
it was.
No.
Yeah.
Call of the Night doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's the mob take again.
Oh, Mob, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised Chainsaw Man went over Mob, but not that
Look,
surprised.
Cole's got that mob
No.
mentality.
Yeah.
Jay, you're full of it today.
Can we just ban Jay for like the rest of the episode?
Maybe
Just kick him.
strategy. Maybe
That's
that's,
the
how I'm
strat.
trying to quit.
There we
Looney
go.
in the jar.
Well,
Looney
yeah,
in the jar.
Looney in the jar. Yep.
But first, can we just say who Best Girl is? The most contentious
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
award for 2022. Best Girl. The nominees are as follows. Starting with the nominee from Mike and I, Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. I mean,
She
Blew up.
might
She
win
blew
this
up.
one, man.
Yeah.
She might win this one.
yeah.
I think there's one other in here that might run away with it.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not Pawu Neko Yanagi.
No, honestly, and I'm going to be very honest with this. This is partially me being like, I don't want to sweep with Marin.
You got to do
Yeah.
that sometimes. You don't.
Yeah.
When it, especially with like how much weight really comes behind these votes. Like, if we all pick the same one all 3 times, then you really don't get many nominees for the end of the year, right?
So that's kind of that's partially why I picked Pawu, and I like Pawu, so
yeah, get to talk about her. She was good in that show.
she was good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else was good?
Who's that?
Your Forger.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think
Oh
she's
my
gonna win.
goodness.
I'm gonna be
Iconic.
honest. I think she's the one who's gonna run away
She's
with
for
it.
sure in the running.
Yeah.
There's
gonna be-
a
there's-
lot here. This one's
There's
tough.
a lot here. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this Stena or Steina? Stena?
Stina?
They call her Shatina in the anime, so I'm gonna say Stina.
Okay.
What
Stina.
anime is this from?
What anime?
I'm quitting Heroing.
Okay.
Yes. Jay coming in with the dark
Yeah,
horse.
I don't know. I just I thought she was a good girl. I liked her story and all that, and yeah, I liked her as a character.
I like this nomination from Mike. Aharon.
Yes, she was such a good girl.
She was good.
Such strong Protect energy. And the comedy of Aharon just like landed so good for me too. Like the episode where her hair gets messed up. And like, there's just so many great like bits with Aharon.
this
I
show
actually Jay doesn't like the show. But
Really,
you know what?
Hit it for me.
I might buy myself an Aharon figure, actually. I think it'd be a nice little figgy to have sitting on my shelf.
Yeah.
She's such a good girl.
Speaking of figgies to buy, I really want Nazuna figgy.
Yeah.
Nazuna, Best Girl nominee. Remember
Ooh.
her from Call of the
Yeah.
Night? She's
You
a vampire.
nominated her. She is a vampire.
I will say she is a good girl.
She is a good girl.
I do
Yep.
like her. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Nazuna. Okay.
This is
Jay,
a
you
test
just
of Cole's
say
powers.
this one. No,
Oh,
no,
he's
Jay,
given up.
You just say it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I will pick Kei Karuizawa for my nominee
Ooh,
here.
He even went
And
with a
I-
little accent on the
Yeah, we don't think we didn't notice that, Jay.
Yeah.
What?
I
What
heard
are you
you.
talking about? No, but honestly,
He's-
like just her character, her backstory and everything about her just like really enamored me with her. And like she was the best girl from her show and the best girl I had seen that entire season. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hot take when this season also had what could possibly win this, in my opinion, Chisato from Licorice Recoil.
Man. This
What-
year was
it just the-
stacked.
The
This year was
combination,
stacked, my guys.
2022 was pretty stacked.
the combination
Yes.
of cinnamon roll here and just like badassery and just like awesome character design.
This is gonna be
The
like
thing
fitting.
is
Go
that
ahead, Jay.
she's going up against Your Forger, which is also that, which might take
Oh,
away
no,
points for her.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of really good ones.
No, I know.
thi-
I'm just saying like that might be something that goes against
Oh,
her.
you're saying that
for
could
her-
split the vote there. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
I honestly, like, thinking out loud here, like, just as we're going through these votes, I think maybe next year we should have like a best girl and best waifu category. I think those are 2 different things, because I was just thinking as he was saying that like Chisato is more of a best girl and Yor is more of a best waifu, I think. if that makes sense. There's a little more protect with Chisato, but like she's like I don't know why I'm saying it like that too, but she kind of is like if you took a machine and put in just like create the best waifu or best girl, just made
She's
to market
AI
in
art.
anime. Yeah,
she's like
yeah.
she's like the default product that you put in your waifu machine.
Yeah, no,
It
really,
spits
like
her out.
she's like the perfect wife. Like it's just crazy. But anyway, going on to the next one.
You know who the perfect waifu is?
Who?
Hitori Goto. Bochi.
Bochi?
I think
a hot
Bochi might
take.
be my best girl. No, I love Bochi.
No. I think honestly, Mike, I think Bochi's a lot better than you might think. People give her credit.
No,
for.
actually, I think Bochi, just partially because of recency bias and everything, I think she has a chance to finish pretty high in this.
Yeah,
I love Bochi.
People like Bochi.
Bochi
I've been
needs
reading-
a hug,
I've been-
but she won't
yeah.
accept one.
I've been
I like
reading the
Bochi.
manga for Bochi the Rock too. It's good. I hope that there's a season 2. And I hope that
I
they
would love to
release
see
a
a
White
season
Shorts
2.
deck of Bochi the Rock.
That would be.
Yeah,
That'll drag me away from my Hololive deck.
yeah.
Speaking
Jay.
of Lycoris Recoil, by the way, Mike, you know there's a Lycoris Recoil Weiss Schwartz set coming out, right?
Ooh, that's good too.
Ooh,
Hopefully it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's really bad. Jay, your nominee is Lum from
My nominee is Lum, and I mean
Urusei Yatsura.
Lum is the original waifu, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
when she first appeared, I understood why immediately. Why
Legacy
people love
waifu.
her so much.
Yeah.
She's
Pants
so
were off
lovable.
so fast. Oh,
She's adorable. She fly. She
She does
protect,
fly.
but she
She does
also
wear-
attack.
she wear bikini.
She wear bikini.
She has horn knee.
She has horns. So like
she does have horns. That's
she
almost
does
like
have
a
horns.
cat ear.
yeah. And like even Lum when she's like wearing like street attire and like not her alien attire
Yeah.
looks like
I saw a meme where it was like, Lum is the only waifu that people get more excited when she puts clothes on.
Yeah.
yeah
It's true.
Yeah.
I want to see her
It
like
is
what
true.
outfits she's gonna wear. Yeah.
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 That's a good take. I like that.
That is a good
Soleta
take.
Mercury is our final nominee from
Yeah.
Gundam Witch from Mercury or Witch of Mercury? Is it Witch?
Which from? Which
From-
Mercury?
From
Yeah, Cinnamon Roll.
Yeah,
yeah,
I nominate her here. I know she doesn't have a chance of winning against these other like tightness waifus and best girls, but she is a
No,
very
but-
good girl. She deserves to stand among these giants for sure.
I think she belongs in here, but yeah, she won't win.
no,
Whose turn
no,
is
she
it?
has no chance
I
of
forget.
winning.
it's Mike's turn.
It's Jace.
Mike.
No,
okay,
it's,
I'll go.
I just did OP.
That's right. Best girl of the 2022 season for AniPro and its listeners. Oh, this one, I think every character had a vote, at least one. But there can only be one real winner. And who do you guys think it is?
Well,
I think it's
already
Yor.
know.
Well, it's Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. Of course it is. It can only be one of her. Your
It
came in
makes sense.
second.
does
Tied
make
with Soleta Mercury, tied for second.
What? Whoa.
Where's Bochi? Where's Bochi?
Bochi's third, tied for third with Aharens, also with Nazuna.
Okay.
And then Chisato and Kei Karuizawa are in fourth.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
Chisato would do more. But yeah, I'm not surprised about Marin winning it all here. I
No.
mean, she's good.
She's good.
Again, it's kind of like what I said about Chisato, where it's like, she's like if you create the perfect waifu into the computer and then Marin pops out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Marin
Yeah.
is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not upset with any of that. With
No,
any of that information.
No.
Thank you, listeners, for agreeing with me about Soleta Mercury. God, she's a good girl.
She's good. She's good.
Y'all got
That's
some good
surprising
taste.
to me. That one
It is to
surprises me, but I'm not upset about it.
No.
Why don't we just get into our last category here?
The grand finale.
This is the big
the
one.
grand finale, the big one for anime, of the year.
Whew, first ever AniPro anime of the year. This is a big
It's
one.
our second one.
It's our second one.
Yeah.
First one doesn't exist on the internet yet, though.
Well, we did it.
We
Jay
did
and I
it.
did it.
We
You
did
and
it.
Jay did it, not me.
You were here.
I don't
You
think I
were
was.
around somewhere. I
You
don't
were
know.
around.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to it. First nominee, Attack on Titan, the final
Ooh.
season. Part 2.
Whew.
Final mix.
Yes.
Starting
final
off
mix.
hot. Starting off hot here.
I mean, hey, this last year started off really good. Attack on Titan. What else needs to be said? Mappa took the reins from Wit and just ran with it. Great job. Yep. Sabukui Bisco. I did a good job. That time.
You did good. You did good.
You did good.
That was Jay's nominee. It was. Nominee.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about it?
I think in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have nominated it, but the seasonal hype really, really hyped me on it. So
I feel like
that's okay.
You ride the hype a lot, and yeah.
But you know what, though, the way that we do our awards, it kind of reminds us about the hype.
Yeah,
It reminds us of what we were hyped about during that season, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Hype is an important aspect.
We get to reminisce on stuff, and I totally forgot about Bisco, and it was a fun ride.
It was a fun ride. I think that it definitely did take a misstep at the end, but it was fun throughout.
Yeah. My Dress Up Darling is our next nominee. Again, just a lot of fun.
I feel like it's kind of lost a bit of the luster recently. I don't know why. It just seems like the hype has definitely died down, and there's a bit of
I think it'll come back when season 2 comes out.
Yeah, the hype was very high, and with those high hypes comes the lows.
Burn out a little bit. Yeah.
Kaguya-sama season 3 is the next one. I mean,
speaking of
Kaguya-sama
high highs,
always brings
Yeah, I mean, Kaguya-sama, everyone likes Kaguya.
That movie's coming out pretty soon.
That movie comes out
February
in North
14th.
America. Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. We won't get to. Me and Jay will go on a Valentine's date without you, Cole, because you'll be in Japan.
No,
Shazana can go
I'm going to hear back on the
15th.
Stead. Mike's going to be like, I went out with Shazana on a date. We went to see
That's a pretty
Kaguya.
likely outcome, to be honest with you. Because Jay, unfortunately, as much as I like you,
You're married.
do have an obligation.
I get it.
Yes.
Mike, come on. I know.
Yes.
I know you're married, and it's literally Valentine's Day. Come on.
The numbers do be adding up.
Yeah.
I'm Jay's nominee here is I'm quitting heroing.
Yes.
I don't even remember this show.
You didn't watch it.
didn't watch it
honestly, this show really, like, it started off as like a whatever, kingdom management kind of series, and then like halfway through it took like a shift, and the shift kind of just like it all made sense, but like it caught me off guard, and like everything after that kind of was like, whoa, this is really something crazy.
Jay, what was your original anime of the season? Because I know this is a change.
It was
you
a
revised
change.
history.
Yes, I changed history. It was originally Tomodachi Game.
Okay, just want to write that down on the record.
Yep.
But yes.
Yep.
Let
the first and only change to
I was
anime
waiting
of the
for
season.
someone to bring it up. Nobody brought it up.
Yes.
Spy Family is the next nominee. We got to get through these here.
Yes, we sure do. We're running
over,
but that's okay. It's the WEEBies.
It's the WEEBies.
That's true.
Get a little loose on the WEEBies.
Yeah.
Spy Family.
Spy
What the heck,
Family.
man? You could nominate either season of Spy Family for anime of the whole, or I guess either part, just the whole thing, man. That show, that show's so freaking good.
It is good.
It's perfect mix of wholesome and action, and like just great characters. The probably the weakest part is the plot, but like
I don't think like
it's a
the
slice of
overall
life,
plot
really, at its
is really
heart.
like the point of the show.
No,
right?
no, it's not.
Yeah.
And
It's a slice of life in disguise, that show.
Yeah.
Slice of life. It's got enough of everything that everyone can watch it and be happy. In this category, it deserves to be in the running for anime of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Call of the Night is our next nominee.
Yep.
I mean, I loved Call of the Night. I think it's the best directed anime of the year, in my opinion.
It's a dark horse in this category, just because it's not as popular as these other ones. But
it also only
deserving,
aired on
for
High
sure.
Dive, so I mean, like it didn't really get the amount of recognition.
That was my nominee. That was my
no.
best
I'm not
anime.
saying it's bad. I'm just saying like not as many people watched it because it wasn't on Crunchyroll.
Listen, it's got a lot of stuff stacking up against it, but it's okay.
Yeah, it was definitely
if you can go watch it, it's worth it.
It's not for everyone, but there is enough good stuff there that people would like it. I think it ended up being like an 8.5 or 9 out of 10 for me. Like it's up there for sure.
It is a very good show.
Yeah.
Parallel World Pharmacy is Jay's next nominee.
Honestly, like, I still think, like, I do think that I probably should have picked Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, because, like, when I look back on those two shows, I think Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting holds up better for me, but I do understand why I picked it, because, like, I did like the doctor stuff, and that really was interesting, but I think Yakuza's Guide really
I remember you
had better drama.
I remember you being very enamored with Pharma too, and I'm sure that kind of swayed a bit of your vote.
Yeah, it kind of did. Yeah.
Made in Abyss Season 2, Mike's next nominee.
Yes. Man, I like this show. Man, did it hurt me too at the same time. And I'm a sucker for shows.
Be good.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for shows like Made in Abyss that, like, I just finished reading Goodnight Poon Poon, and I love when you finish something and then you just have to sit there and kind of just like process for a while and just kind of like really think about what you just took in. And that's what this show is. And it again, with the animation and the soundtrack and everything about it being so good, it honestly, man, it could be anime of the year for me. Like, really, I don't remember what I voted for, but man, that was up there.
What's up there for me is Bocchi the Rock. Again,
ooh,
just very experimental in its animation styles. Like, it's quick little asides that it goes on with like, it'll like go to like a claymation thing, or like all of a sudden it'll be like a CGI like aside. It's
that was the best part of it, honestly, was like all like the crazy bits.
And like the way it depicted Bocchi's anxiety was just like so well done.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, the musical aspects of it.
Yeah,
like the songs in them are pretty good songs. Yeah, no, I love Bocchi the Rock. Great show. Give us a season 2, please. Blue Lock, next nominee.
Blue Lock was my nominee, and like, I love the take on sports anime where like it's less about like the team aspect, but it's more about like you know, every man for themselves and their own ego, and having that confidence in themselves, being like, I am the best. And I thought that was really interesting, and putting in that kind of like Squid Game esque style, where it's like a battle royale, was really interesting. And a more unique take on sports, and I think more people should check it out.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's still going, I think, too. So
it is still going. Yeah, it's a 2-core show, and I like, even the new OP and the stuff that's currently going on is really good too.
Yeah.
Mob Psycho season 3 is our last nominee.
The final of the final, and we've said enough about Mob. I think it's superbly animated. It's the finale of Mob. It's just great. Like, this. Other than I know I said this about the last thing, but this probably is my anime of the year, honestly. Cole, help me out here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it.
I don't know what else to say,
It kind of does everything that we said about different shows. So, like, it's experimental. It's directed really well. Its action scenes are hype. Its characters are great. Its music is good. It does everything well. Yeah, and it's a culmination of just so much talent. And
like, you can tell that there's love poured into the show too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like they love the source material and made it better. But there can only be one.
There can only be one.
Just before we reveal the winner, I know Jay mentioned that he wished he went with Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. Is there any other things that you wish were in here that you didn't nominate?
Yes, there's one huge one that is not in here that I think should have been nominated. Chainsaw Man.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It just deserves to be in the running for anime this season. And I think we're going to try to figure out a way to get this more flexible in the future, but for now, it's not in the running.
Yeah, I can hear an argument for it. My big one would be Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I would love
that's true.
to have been nominated. It did so much, like, it stuck in my head so much.
Yeah.
And it was such a cultural thing when it came out too. Yeah, Jay.
I think that, like, not from a personal standpoint, but just knowing how the community is and how they react to things, and especially just this series' impact on anime as a whole. I think Bleach definitely had a place in the running.
Yeah.
Just like from the
take.
reaction people had to it, and like the fact that it is one of the big three, shonen that like impacted a lot of people, and a lot of different creators for future stuff. That it coming back was such a big deal, and them actually like doing this last arc and last part justice. So.
And yeah, doing it very well. And then kind of tailing off of what Jay said, it's in the same vibe, you got Demon Slayer season 2. That probably should also be in the running here, because like when you're thinking of like the biggest and best franchises in anime, you think of the big three, you think of Demon Slayer, you think of Attack on Titan, you think of all these giant franchises, and yeah, Demon Slayer deserves to be in the running as well.
Yeah, it's a little mid, but that's okay.
It is pretty mid. But there can only be one. There can only be one winner of Anime of the Year.
Yes, and Jay.
Yes.
As the luck of the draw and the person who's been on the most episodes.
Nope.
It's true.
I have been on just as many as you, Cole.
Oh, okay.
No,
well,
that's not true.
as a co-establishing host of this podcast, I will grant you permission to please tell us who the Anime of the Year is.
The Anime of the Year goes to a tie.
Oh no!
Oh no! It's not done yet.
It's not done yet. We have to decide between.
Oh, how fitting! It comes down to us.
Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2.
Okay.
Spy Family. And to Cole's delight, Bocchi the Rock.
I will say that the runners-up were Mob Psycho and Made in Abyss, and then third place goes to Blue Lock. But it's up to us, guys.
It's up to us.
It's up
There's
to
three-
us. Jay,
three-way tie.
Jay, you vote first, because I got a feeling. I got a feeling we know who's going to win this, but I want Jay to vote.
Between those three, I'm going to look back at what was the show that encapsulated the entire year and really impacted the year of 2022. Attack on Titan was definitely a show that impacted the season it was in, and it was definitely a big thing. But then it went on hiatus and it stopped. Bocchi aired in fall, and it was great. It was probably one of the better shows of the season, but it was at the end of the year.
Right.
Spy Family aired 2 times in the year and basically dominated the summer and was pretty prominent by the end of the year as well. And for that reason, I'm going to have to go with Spy Family.
The boy?
Okay.
You cooked up a good argument there, Jay.
Cooked up a good argument with your copium, but allow me to destroy you. You said Attack on Titan kind of was in its season and then it just kind of ended after its hiatus. Attack on Titan just announced that it's doing laughably, I might add.
Yeah.
It's doing its final season, part 3, part 1, and everyone is freaking out about it. About
That's
the
this
announcement.
Year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is still relevant in the anime community to the point where it is still a huge topic of discussion. So I don't think that the argument that it was just in its season and everybody forgot about it is fair.
I'm not saying everyone forgot about it. I just don't think it was as big as it was when it aired.
Attack on Titan is my anime.
That's your pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised
Mike's
you
coming
didn't
in
go
with Bocchi.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Bocchi. I was fully expecting you to go with Bocchi.
No,
Yeah.
I gotta put my bias aside and just say
But
that
you know
Attack
what?
on Titan
I'm happy
is...
Attack on Titan won. Because I know Mike's going with Attack on Titan.
You don't know
hold on.
me.
You did have a good argument, but I have to put my bias aside and say that no, Attack on Titan meant more to the whole community. Not to mention Attack on Titan also strays into the quote normie aspect of it, whereas Spy Family and Bocchi are only watched by
I think
anime
Spy
fans.
Family kind of went into the normie aspect of it.
I don't have coworkers who watch Spy Family.
Okay.
I do.
Enough bickering, you old married couple. It's my turn to decide it
We've
all
been doing
once
this for
and
a
for
long
all.
time.
Yeah.
This has been a long episode.
So to recap, Bocchi the Rock, Spy Family, and Attack on Titan are our winners for Anime of the Year. Cole says Attack on Titan is his choice to break this tie. Jay says Spy Family is his choice to break this tie. Bocchi the Rock is just sitting there, riding the hype of being the most recent of these shows. But I just can't pick it. I'm going to have to choose between Spy Family, which dominated both the spring and the fall season, or Attack on Titan, which absolutely revolutionized the winter season and took over the internet and literally set the world ablaze and trampled upon everyone's expectations. But as Jay alluded to, in my heart of hearts, I just can't pick against one of my favorite shows of all time. It's Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is the AniPro second ever winner of Anime of the Year. Because it's just so freaking good. And like Cole said, it just transcended anime and went into a whole new vibe. Like, this was in Fortnite. Attack on Titan went into Fortnite from this.
No, it wasn't Fortnite. It was...
I think it was Call of Duty.
It was PUBG.
Or Call of Duty. Yeah, it was Call of Duty.
Was it COD? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's
Something.
like mashups in like normie stuff, and that's just massive. And I can't wait for the final two. I don't know if you guys heard, but they did announce the final two parts or whatever are coming out, which is people laughed about. But they're basically 2 movies is what it's going to turn into.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
So it'll be
kind of
2
think
more
that they would
episodes.
do a movie. But
Yeah, I thought a movie, but 2 short movies is what it's going to be, apparently.
2
which
OVAs,
is gonna be-
basically.
Yeah.
Then.
It's going to be great. And, yep, there it is.
There it is. Anime
What
of
was
the year.
last year's... What was the winner for 2021? I don't actually know.
It's Fruits
Do you guys
Basket.
remember?
It was
Fruits
Fruits
Basket?
Basket. Yeah.
It's a great
Yeah.
pick. Man, we have good taste here on AniPro.
Yes. But that brings us to the end of this episode of the Anime Protagonist podcast. Thanks for listening to the WEEBies this year. No matter what you're listening to us on. Hold on, I gotta find my ending spiel because I forget what I say at the end of every episode. You can follow us on all of the social medias at AniProPod. That's ANIPROPOD. You can follow me on social medias as well. That's at AniProCole, ANIPROCOLE. Mike, where can the people follow you?
Follow me at Gritty Gundam, GrittyGundam. Jay, tell the people where they follow you.
You can find me at Jay Garedian. That's JayGaredian. And Cole, take us home.
I already said where they can find me.
No, he said take us home.
I said take us home.
Oh, okay. Like, review, subscribe, no matter where you're listening to us. Please tell a friend all about us and come to our Discord. Links to everything is at our website at our website, anipropod.com, ANIPROPOD.com. We'll be back next week, but until we come back next week, we say, as we do at the end of every episode of the Anime Protagonist podcast, thanks for voting, and bye-bye.
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 Bye bye.